what else is there to say that the thylacine is still there? All right, everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome along back to a brand new video. And today we are going to be talking about the thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about the thylacine in Papua New Guinea. Now, for those of you that are maybe new to this channel or haven't seen some of my older content, there is a lot of thylacine stuff on this channel. It's a big interest of mine, and we've had some big people on this channel to talk about it, like Forrest Galante and Professor Bill Lawrence. Really interesting interviews, so if you haven't seen those, go and check those out. Just go and check out the whole thylacine playlist, loads of videos there, and there's a couple about today's topic, which is thylacine in Papua New Guinea, one featuring Forrest Galante and another one off my own back, just chatting about it and all the sightings that are reportedly there. But the reason for this video today is because I was live streaming the other day on this channel and I got asked the question. Now, I can't remember the specifics of the question, but it went something like this: Cookie, if you had a gun to your head and you had to decide if the thylacine was still in Papua New Guinea, yes or no, what would you decide? And I was put on the spot and I thought, oh God, what am I going to say? And this is what my answer was.
If I had to put my life on it, are thylacine still alive in PNG, Papua New Guinea? I would say no. So my reasoning for that, and I fully respect that it's like a really remote part of the world and new animals are found every single time, like Western science goes there to study. I'll say this for any like extinct animal that's been declared extinct but comes back. The best chances of something being able to go off the radar for a long amount of time are birds and fish. If it lives in the ocean, it's got a chance of escaping sightings for ages. If it's a bird, same thing. It's got chances of escaping sightings for ages. We've seen that with the night parrot. We've seen that with the coelacanth. The big thing for me is land animals, especially decent sized ones like size of dogs. I would say they can't go under the radar for that long. Now, I fully respect Papua New Guinea, and New Guinea is like a very remote part of the world. There's not a lot going on there, and you hear weird stories from that area where they talked about striped dogs and the Dobsenia, which is what they give the name to this like thylacine creature. Misidentifications are the biggest problem in any sort of animal related thing. I had it with my uncle who was in New Zealand. He was like, oh yeah, we saw this kakapo, this kakapo, and I'm thinking like kakapo, and he was talking about on the mainland. He was talking about South Island, mainland New Zealand, and he was talking about seeing a kakapo. Now, if you know a little bit about the kakapo, they're not on mainland anymore. They're only on islands dotted around New Zealand, and there's less than 200 of them in the world. And he was talking about, yeah, we saw a kakapo on the mainland South Island as we were going down to the Milford Sound and whatever. The bus driver couldn't believe it, sort of thing. And I was really like dubious. He was like, I've got a picture, I'll show you. And I was getting excited thinking, oh my God, he's seen a flipping kakapo. And he shows me the picture and it's a Kia. I'll show you what that is. But he got this like misidentification. And it happens all the time, especially with people that don't really know a lot about wildlife, and that's fine, right? Got no problem with it. This is what he said he saw. This is a kakapo, but the one he actually saw was this. Now, you can understand how someone gets to that conclusion, right? It's a green parrot-looking thing. For me, like I think mis-IDs are like the biggest hurdle you have to deal with. So I would say land animals like that of a decent size can't go under the radar for that long. While there are like verbal sightings and like people telling stories about things being seen, even up to this day, there's never been any proof of a thylacine being in New Guinea within the last like million years or something. So I think there's fossil evidence of it, but there's nothing of concrete evidence to show the thylacine are in Papua New Guinea.
So there we have it. My answer was, if there was a gun to my head or whatever, no, I don't think thylacine are still alive in Papua New Guinea or the western side, Irian Jaya, which is Indonesia. How nice is this, by the way? It's all right, isn't it? Warwickshire in all its glory. Now, this is obviously a big interest for me, the thylacine, and I put this to you guys on this YouTube channel. I did a little poll and I asked the same sort of question: do you think thylacine are still alive in Papua New Guinea? And the general consensus was this. At the time of recording this video, 298 votes have come in. 74% of you have said yes, you believe the thylacine is still alive in Papua New Guinea. And I find that really interesting. And we have to look at it in this sort of way, right? There has never been any sort of photographic or video proof or just anything in that sort of way that has come from Papua New Guinea or New Guinea. Now the interesting thing is, obviously thylacine were there because there's fossil evidence to back that up in the last like 10,000 years or so. And we also have to weigh into account that New Guinea is a very remote part of the world. Every time someone goes there, new stuff is found. It's all very interesting. But apart from that, what else is there to say that the thylacine is still there? Like, is it good enough that you get these like reports from villagers out there that say, yeah, I've seen this like striped dog looking thing? Is that good enough? Can we quantify that and say, yeah, I think that's thylacine now? Now, don't get me wrong, I find the whole thing very interesting, and I think more needs to be done. We need more people like from the Western world to go out there and have a look and sort of decipher what's actually going on there. Because we get these stories about the Dobsenya, which is what they call this striped dog thing with a big open mouth, which sounds like a thylacine. And we've had some reputable people go over there and hear all of these stories and collect all these sightings, and there's even been like different people that have potentially seen these animals. But again, it brings me back to we've got no proof. There's no evidence. There's just no photos, no videos. There's just a few stories. And when you look at somewhere like Tasmania, we know in the last 100 years there have been thylacine, and it could even be reported that these thylacine went extinct in the 90s. They could even still be there right now, but your best guess is in the last century, towards the end of it. And even the best guess estimates for thylacine on mainland Australia is in the last like 2,000 to 3,000 years. So what's to say that New Guinea has had thylacine just roaming about, just free, doing what they want to do in the last 5,000 years, and no one from Western science has seen it? Now, I mentioned in the live stream that I believe personally fish and birds can go under the radar. They can sort of hide, but big dog looking things, it's quite difficult. Again, I think this really needs to be researched. I would love to go over there myself, or just anyone like science based to go over there and do some research, hear about all these sightings, and can we get an answer? Can we find out if there is actually thylacine in Papua New Guinea? And I would love to interview people from that area talking about these sightings, and maybe someone's got some interesting stories that we could go through. I think it would be really cool. So if you are someone like that watching this from maybe New Guinea or Papua New Guinea, get in contact. We'd love to hear your story. But again, and for now, if you were to put a gun to my head and give me the yes or no option, I think I'm taking the no option. Based on those things that I've said earlier in this video and what I said in that live stream, I don't think there's enough evidence to prove without doubt that thylacine are still in New Guinea. There's not been any real recorded evidence of it apart from the fossils from thousands and thousands of years ago. But I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think about this? Obviously we did the poll, but get your comments in the comment section down below. Tell me, do you think thylacine are still in Papua New Guinea? Yes or no? If that was it, that was your only options, you couldn't say well maybe, you had to give a yes or no. What are you saying? What do you think, and why? Maybe I'll give Forrest a call and he can show us that picture he said he got of a thylacine jawbone. Shall we say like 500 likes on this video, and I'll see if I can get Forrest on the channel for round 2 of the Papua New Guinea thylacine talk. If we can do that, I'll try and make it happen. But for now, I'm going to head on back. It's only been a short video today, just wanted to chat with you. But we've got some more interesting stuff coming soon, Halloween themed things, going into the dark, all of this sort of fun stuff coming to the channel. And don't forget to check out the website and the Patreon. For now though, I've been Cookie, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Get your comments in the comment section down below, and let's talk about thylacine in Papua New Guinea. All right, see you later, bye.